Hello, gamers. Oh, yeah, okay, hi. I'm going to play Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. I have never played an Ace Attorney game before. I've only watched other people do it. I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea what I'm in for, but I have been so excited to try this. I have a emulator running. I don't know if it's gonna work. I've never I'm just a little bit of a silly little fool. I'm trying my best. I'm also going to try to uh edit this, maybe. I've sworn off ever editing my videos together in previous streams. I have claimed I will never learn to edit. It is too much work. And now I'm deciding maybe I'll try. Maybe I'll try. I don't know. But I kind of just want to get started. I don't really have that much to say. I don't really know what I'm doing. And it's been several months since I streamed last. Um, but I have the next couple of months, I'm not really doing anything. So I'm probably going to be streaming more. Hopefully. Who knows? Anyway, let's get started. Also, I have no idea if the audio levels are good because there's no background music on this screen. But there is audio because yeah, it's loud. So maybe it'll be too loud. I have no idea. But we're just gonna go ahead. Okay. Showdown time. You lose. Ah! Eek! Oh my god. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard. Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. Hello? What's happening? April 20th, 9:37 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Oh my god! Okay, I'm like really excited. I am going to quickly, before anything else happens, I'm going to turn everything down a little bit. It seems to be a little bit loud. I don't actually know if it's actually loud, but it was loud for me, and I also noticed myself peaking, so I got excited. I got too excited. Alright. Panicked. Palms sweaty. I can admit it. I'm nervous. I'm Apollo Justice. Let's go, gamers. Good morning. Good morning, sir. So, okay, let me say, I know a little bit about this game because I've been like looking at fan art of the first 3 games because I watched RT play the first 3 games. I think this is Christoph Gavin. But I still don't know why, like, I don't know what exactly transpired to make us Apollo instead of Phoenix. I can't remember, or I don't know. Anyway, good morning, sir. I do want to give the characters voices, but I don't I don't want to embarrass myself. I kind of want to give this guy a British accent though, just because he seems like that kind of person. But now I'm gonna be laughing too hard to, like, actually do a voice. I just spilled coffee on myself. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. That's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible. I'm gonna stick to it. You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight. What? Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine. That screeching noise. Is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. To any British people, I'm sorry. Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small, eh? This is horrible. This is horrible. I'm so sorry. I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice. Got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. Ah, that explains it. That explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech. I overdid it again. As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. Drift? Like the Drift King? Like they used to call him the Drift King back in college? Sorry. I need to turn this volume down a little bit. It's still quite loud. As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through. Yes, I'm fine, sir. One more thing. Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way. Gulp. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client. I just remembered that usually when you edit, you're supposed to, like, record the game audio and the voice audio separately so you can, like, edit stuff and it won't sound stupid. I'm not doing that, so if I do edit this, it'll sound stupid. Do I care that much? No. My name is Paula Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial. Not that I'm worried or anything. Not that I like you or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course. And so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way. Who is he? It's Phoenix! Gamers! It's Phoenix. Phoenix is back. I know this is Phoenix, even though it doesn't look like him. It really doesn't. Whoa! Good, morning. Morning. It's all up to you today. I don't know what voice to do for Phoenix, because I want to, like, if at all possible, like, take the voices from RT's playthrough, but Phoenix is just RT's voice. And, I can't do an Irish accent to save my life. Also, hello. Hi. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. So, I can't do an Irish accent. I will not try to do an Irish accent. I'm already embarrassing myself with a British accent. So, Phoenix is also just gonna have a normal voice. First trial, nervous. Meeting him, cardiac arrest. I think I'm supposed to say something. Help? So, you're... Fine! I'm fine! I'm fine! Everything is fine! Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name. Fair enough. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me. Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so why... You'll see. You can do it. Be confident. I'm not confident. I'm not confident in streaming. I'm not confident in playing the game. Oh well. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, it's time. Shall we? Yes, sir! Okay. I need to focus. First trial. Here comes justice. Let's go. Also, April 20th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 2. Hold on. I'm editing something very quickly on my stream. Anyway. Okay. Oh my god! I'm really excited. Oh no! I can't do a goofy voice. Oh no. The court is now in session. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god! Yeah, that's Prosecutor Payne. He's got a fit, huh? That is certainly a suit that he's wearing. It is the color of piss. The defense is fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. Mind going blank. Don't panic. Hack. Too late. I'm gonna be laughing every time I try to do this voice. Your name was. Your name was. That's just Southern. I'm just doing a Southern accent now. Yuck. I'm really embarrassing myself here on stream today. Your name was Mr. Justice. I think we might have to hold off on the voices until I can get myself under control. And this is your first trial? Yes, Your Honor, but I'm fine, really. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Yeah. Mr. Gavin? Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor? I really can't. I need to stop doing these voices. I was under the impression you would be heading up this case. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always cede to his client's wishes. My client specifically requested Mr. Justice. Interesting. Well, of course he wants justice. Uh-huh. But to entrust his case to this greenhorn. Why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine. But does he have cords of steel? That's it. Yep. That's all you need, is to have a good voice, and you're the best defense attorney. So let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. Phoenix! Why? He's my client. For some reason, I, don't know his name. I know that it's because it's supposed to be, this big reveal, and you're like, oh, that's Phoenix? What happened to him? But, I already know that, so whatever. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright! Yeah, boy! Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days, I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player. Aww, that's so sad. I mean, nothing wrong with playing piano. I play piano occasionally, but, not even, you have no job? You just play piano? Okay. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further, then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges. Mr. Payne? To think I saw you enter this courtroom as a fresh attorney, and now I'll see you leave in chains. His hair is so ugly. That's his name. Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see. Ah. Voice dying. Should have done his cords of steel exercise or whatever. The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him! Wham! On the head! Smack! Killed him cold! Great. Well, case closed. A customer at the restaurant, you say. And the defendant, you say he was the pianist for the club, it seems. Phoenix Wright, a pianist? This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice. Oh. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drug of choice. Why does that matter? The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence. Okay, this is different. Because, obviously, there's no, I was really hoping that there was a Steam version of this game, and there's not. So this is interesting. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filled in the court record. Make a practice of checking it frequently. The court record. Right, I've heard of that! Use the court record button to look at the evidence so far. I'm confident in your ability to handle this. Right, the court record button. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action. So the victim was a customer at this restaurant. Just who was this, Shady Smith fellow? Wow. I want to look at the court record. Show me this. Attorney's badge. How long did I yearn for one of these? Just putting it on makes me feel ready. You see, Your Honor, this badge proves that I'm a lawyer! I've been waiting to say that one. Anyway. Smith's autopsy report. Okay. The time of death was around 2 a.m., April 17th. Death caused by a single blow to the forehead. Crime photo 1. Can we look closer at it? Oh, I can check. Okay. The sub-basement at the Borscht Bowl Club. Touch the check button for details. Interesting. So there are, like, cards, obviously, from that cutscene we saw. Cards on the floor. Grape bottle here. Chair. Slumped over backwards. There's gonna be something I need to point out here, but I don't know what it is yet. Deadly bottle. Grape juice bottle used as the weapon. Murder weapon bears the defendant Mr. Wright's prints. Great. I can check everything. Oh. Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. Okay. Apparently I can just look at stuff. That's cool. Okay. That's everything. Profiles. Christoph Gavin. Boss at Gavin Law Offices, a first-rate defense attorney, and my trusted mentor. Phoenix Wright. Pianist at the Borscht Bowl Club, formerly an ace defense attorney of some renown. Shady Smith. Victim in this case, a traveler, only recently back in country. Which we'll probably see there. Winston is 61 years old. Jesus. Prosecuting attorney. For all his experience, he lacks a certain presence. Alright. Back to the case. Who was this Shady Smith fellow? We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor. A traveler? According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years. I really like this stupid voice I'm doing. It's making me laugh, and that's all that matters. He'd only just returned to this country recently, but his place of residence is unclear. It's probably a really annoying voice, but oh well. And he had some sort of connection with the defendant? That, too, is unclear at the present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime. If they had only just met, then why murder? Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing? That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. It's like, I want to be normal so that I don't annoy people, and that it just is so fun to do. Anyway, at least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. Right, the cards. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime. Wait a second! Isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself. I mean, it depends on where you are, right? I think it's legal in some places. Oh. It appears our defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal. It is true that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game, in the purest sense. Competition, Your Honor. A competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in the blue flame, know its final outcome. Yeah, I mean, this is like a weird California, Japan, US. We're supposed to be in the US, but the game was made in Japan. So, it makes sense that it's not legal. Like, they can say that. But it isn't a trial for gambling, so... But, like, before, it's been like, oh, well, we have to go back to that at a later time. And I super don't want Phoenix to be, you know, put in jail because he gambled. I think that's a little silly, but again, they're explaining it that money wasn't involved, so probably. Come again? The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present. See, that's like the kind of thing that would happen in these trials, though. Like, they totally would do that just to, like, throw off the actual investigation that's happening, because these courts are a insane place. Words are hard. These courts are just crazy. They're chaotic. They're circuses. Anyway, an impressed woman. Hello? That will be our first order of business here, then. Impressing woman. To find out more about this fatal game of cards. Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held at the night of the crime. Yeah. No, ever since they called the parrot in the first game, I've just been waiting for something, like, stupid to happen again. Yeah. My pleasure. This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. Let's go. Alright. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. Good job, Phoenix. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game. And our customers are happy. You're so vague, Phoenix. A pianist who can't play piano. Better than a defense attorney who can't defend. Oh, got him! Anyway. Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination. Right, Your Honor! My first cross-examination! Don't blow it! Are you alright? You're sweating bullets. Yeah. I'm... Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy, sir. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? Yes, please. Please help me. I've never done this before. Better safe than sorry, especially this early in the game. Yes, teach me. I know nothing. You went to law school, Justice. Indeed. Your job, Justice, is to be mindful of the court record and the testimony. Look for inconsistencies in the testimony with what the court record tells you. When you found an inconsistency, that's when you present the conflicting evidence from the court record. But I didn't hear anything strange at all in the testimony just now. A good sign that you need to press the witness for more information. Press him? Don't let the fact that he's a remarkable man hold you back. Get more information. But isn't Mr. Wright my client? Well, think you can do it? Yes, thank you, sir! I think I can do it. I think I can do it. I think you better, or we're going to have a problem. Just remember. Yeah, no, they don't teach them anything. And then, like, you always have an assistant there. Like, it makes me wonder if, like, they just every defense attorney has to have an assistant because the law school is so bad. Just remember, find any inconsistencies and lies in the testimony and reveal them to court. That is cross-examination. Learn it. Know it. Do it. Got him! Let's go! Inconsistencies, lies. Phoenix Wright! As if Phoenix Wright would never lie and it's up to me to prove it. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Okay. I don't know if you're supposed to just, like, press every statement. I think, like, you're allowed to, but I don't know if that's, like, how you're supposed to play the game or not. Who's DMing me? Okay, competition. I'm a pianist by trade, and yet I can hardly play at all. I want to press this. I want to know why you can't play piano. Why did you choose to be... You can hardly play. Oh, I play sometimes, when the customers demand it. So I play them one song. That's usually all they want. Is that supposed to be a boast just now? The title of pianist is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large. Then why are you really at the Borscht Bowl Club? How do I save? Don't actually know. That's a little stressful, but pressing never hurts as long as you're not Yeah, I'm not going to present my badge. Just because I don't know how to save yet. I'll find the button later. They pay you just to play poker. That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all. Bah! Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just as hard for an honest, hardworking member of society like me to imagine. It's just hard for an honest, hardworking member of society like me to imagine. Whatever. Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston. Got him. What? I've played poker for 7 years in that little room. And I've never lost once. Holy. What? You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. They're really driving that point home. I feel like this is going to be important. Is that even possible? The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. Okay. The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction? It is quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. Black market? You can't... You're not supposed to talk about that in court, I think. But okay. All in the past. Yeah, I guess it's not that bad if it's in the past, but... things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice it to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room. The smoky room, gambling hoods. You know, just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it. It was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. 2 decks of cards. I don't know anything about poker, so I don't know if 2 decks of cards is unusual. A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. Huh. Okay. I think I get that. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor, each one forming a complete deck. Crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. First off, why are you like this? It's poetic, really. This is unnecessary. Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, the other blue. As I recall, in poker you make 5-card hands. I can see how it would be easy to cheat. Huh. Yes. Game of hands. Huh? Hello? This competition you're talking about. I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. That's right! It was a simple game after all. Are you sure? Huh? People are not mortared. People are not mortared over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment the crime occurred, yet you claim no connection to the crime. Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Let's go, Phoenix! Doing my job for me! Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. Ah! I completely let that one slip by! I'm sorry! Don't despair yet, Justice. Sir? Right. There's something I'd like made clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not? Give me a second. I'd love to know how to... I'm gonna quickly look up how to save. Right. Ah, because it's an emulator, you have to save it from here. Interesting. Okay. I have to come up with a name for this. I guess we'll call it 1-1. Alright. Sure, why not? Very well. The defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press. I've got myself a whole new testimony. Right, so I had to press that statement, and then I got to this. Okay. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon. So I do know that I have to present the murder weapon here because it did say that it had his fingerprints on it. Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Oh well, silence. The defendant has the right to refuse to testify. I haven't forgotten everything about the law. But why? That clearly puts you at a disadvantage. And it's your job to turn that around in our favor, yes? Great. Like I didn't have enough to do already. Justice, didn't you detect anything odd about that testimony? Yes, I did! I'm good at this game. Huh? Wait, something you said did ring a little strangely. Just one thing. Now what was it? When you figure it out, I suggest presenting evidence. Evidence? Oh, that contradicts the testimony. Contradiction of Mr. Wright's testimony, but why? I'd better check out the court record. I did. I can't imagine Mr. Wright lying in a testimony. It's a little early to be jumping to conclusions. This is your first cross-examination. Take it slow. If you need more information, don't forget to press. Right, I got it. I'm fine. Time to listen to that testimony again. See, yeah, I meant to... That's all it is, a game and our customers are happy. I did kind of want to press this one, just out of curiosity. Because I pressed this, but I haven't pressed this. But I also know exactly what I'm doing, and I want to prove to the game that I know what I'm doing. Objection! Yeah! Objection! So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon, this grape juice bottle, right? So I said. Something the matter, Mr. Justice. Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. What's this, Mr. Payne? I examined the bottle in question, you see. It was covered in the defendant's fingerprints. Okay, but I am the one who pointed out the contradiction. I should get the credit for this, not Winston Payne, you stinky little man. Objection! No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears and our case. But what about my cords of steel? I love Apollo already. I love him so much. He's such a little dude. Oh my god. Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant? Well, that's true. The prints don't alone oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. Huh? But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down. Okay. What does that mean? It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can only be one reason for that. Yeah, to hit someone over the head with it. There's going to be another reason, but everything he's saying does make sense. Yes, to brain someone with the bottle. Ah! Oh, that face is so cute. Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse. Oh? I see no problem, Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. Why? What? Phoenix, you're making this really difficult for me. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
Objection!
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police? Reported? Yeah, no, it does seem like he's just doing it for fun. Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still, that... really? Yes. Well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone. Near the scene? Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we? Huh. The victim was murdered in a small room in the basement, 2 floors down from the ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in the hallway to go above ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant. I see. And this is the phone that made the call? Wright's cell phone added to the court record. Interesting. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. I want to look at this. Used by the defendant to notify the police from the restaurant's first floor. I'm fascinated by this little screen down here. I think it's excellent. Anyway. Alright. Yet, he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities. And you claim he is being uncooperative. I mean, yeah, a little bit. But okay. Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I'd better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about... What was it you said? The defendant was in the room at the very moment the crime occurred. How can you possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? Anyway. The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness. You're as good as they say you are. I hate Winston Payne. I hate him. Anyway, so someone else was in the room at the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime. Everything up until now has been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready? Very well. Prosecution may call its first witness to the stand. Oh, she's so small. The witness will state her name and her profession. Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness? You can see her. Like, it's not that hard to see, but okay. I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horns. Wow. He's just got cool hair. They're not... So he used a little hair gel. Relax, people. Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. Holy. You sure? Are sure? I swear it on my gavel. Please, come out. Isn't violence against hair a crime? Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? Well, if you're sure it is okay. She's so small. Now hello? Wait a minute. Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's, paraphernalia? What does he mean by that? Yes. She is a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade. And that would be? My name is Olga Orly. I am employed as a waitress at the Borscht Bowl Club restaurant. Oh, she's Russian! Comrade. I can't do a Russian accent. I'm sorry. Oh god. I mean, I can, but the pressure is on. I am employed as a waitress. I can't do it. Okay. I'm employed as a waitress in the Borscht Bowl Club restaurant. Then why the camera? Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht that is naming restaurant. Huh? But I also perform, how's it said? Other service. Yeah, she's definitely Russian and is supposed to have a Russian accent, and I can't do it. I take it one of these services, taking the customer's pictures? Da. Like, for example, this one. That's the defendant? Indeed. Now I'm just gonna do a Russian accent for everyone. On the night of the murder, man in white hat is one who has gone kaput. I feel like this is a little bit... whatever. Indeed, that is the victim. Order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps. It is the same way I drop cold bowls of borscht onto laps of customers, casually. Then the court will casually accept this new evidence. Olga's photo added to the court record. Okay. Now witness, where were you at the time of the murder? His voice is getting worse as I go. I was in the room. The hideout, as we call it. Excuse me? The hideout? It is a room where famous gangster bad guy. Bad guy was arrested. It's a room where murder took place. What? You look of utter surprise. It is lovely. I will post my courtroom door later for you. Photos will be numbered, and you will write which ones you want a copy of. Okay, I do want to look at this. Okay. There's juice, piano, snow. There's snow in the room? There's snow in the room. Yeah, they're also eating. I don't really see anything else weird, but again. Snow in the room. Anyway. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shitty Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orly, our witness. Olga Orly. Is it something about girly? Anyway. I love eating in subarctic temperatures. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's supposed to be like the Russian theming or whatever, but it is very silly. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means... Very well, witness. You will testify to the court about that night's events. She's so cute. I feel bad. Like, yeah. No, because they're, like, definitely not dressed to be in, like, a room full of snow. I don't... But okay. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for a game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. Why is that important? The victim, he plays whole time with hand on Locket at his neck. Then, last hand is done. But something terrible has happened. That man flew at the victim and is strangling him to death. Okay, well that's incorrect. That's simply not the case. You are simply lying in a court of law. Incidentally, who won the game? Isn't it obvious the winner was the victim, Mr. Smith? Objection. That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose. Justice, my child. This is not relevant. Justice. Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection. But he hadn't lost in 7 years. Again, what is law school teaching these children? Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case my first 7 years as a prosecutor, either. Incidentally, I have some evidence here. Right. These are the poker chips they lay at the very moment of the crime. So, I don't know anything about poker, but I am assuming that they will show that someone won. I don't know. Maybe just filing paperwork. Yeah, no, that would make sense. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith. He does have more chips, which... Also the bottles over there. Chips, you say. I mean, yes. Imagine that poker is war. Your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils. I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3. Again, you are admitting to gambling, I think. But okay. I think he means poker face. Does he? Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table. Chip photo out of the court record. I genuinely don't know how I'm going to use this as evidence because I don't know how poker works, but oh well. Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness. Okay, so I know what I need to talk about, but I do want to ask, I want to press on the hats thing, because I think that's going to have something to do with the fact that there's snow in the room. It was cold, both players played with hats on. It's already April, how could it be cold? At Borscht Bowl Club, we have pride. At Borscht Bowl Club, we have pride on authentic rustic Russian restaurant theme. Outside it is city in spring, but inside it is always as cold as Mother Russia. Uh-huh. Okay. No way am I going there. When it comes to hot borscht, cold is best seasoning, da? They were both fashionably dressed. Yeah, no. Phoenix is dressed not great. He looks very sad. Okay. I just wanted to ask her about that one. Oh, I do... What? Why was his hand on his neck? His locket. I believe it was good luck charm, da? He graved it many times as he played that night. Yes, he must have felt as though it might carry him to the moon and the stars. Thanks, Judge. Though if it were small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have much lift. Again, thank you, Judge, for nothing. The defense would like a clarification. This is a locket we're talking about. I mean, a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket? Of course! I knew that! It's probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. That's why she called it that. It's a joke about the accent, but also the judge just comes off as the dumbest person alive. No, a locket's a locket. Doesn't matter what shape it It's considered bad form to poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society. Wow. Got him, Kristoff. Hard of hearing or hard of understanding. Also very true. This judge is... Well, anyway. So what happened next? Okay. The last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. The man flew at the victim and is strangling him to death. I'm gonna save. Yeah. I think this is gonna be it.
Objection!
Oh, really? Strangled, you say? Okay, yeah. That's odd. Ah, normal customers only choke on borscht. Poisoning your customers? Not poisoning, but still. I'm concerned that this is a common occurrence. No, I mean this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Ah! Miss Orley! Really now? Did you witness the crime? Let's go! Eee! That was a fun animation. I did enjoy that. His wife paints his nails? And he just, like, his wife, while he's sleeping, just, like, paints his nails. And he doesn't notice. Oh. Yeah, I was like, that's a weird prank to be playing. Like, just quietly, while he's sleeping, just paint his nails all the time. But no, yeah, that's just kind of sad relationship. Gotta look good for court, yes, absolutely. She was just trying to help him out, honestly. Gotta have that hand look good while banging the gavel. Yeah, looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything. That's true. But, like, the autopsy report does not lie. Unless there's an updated autopsy report or whatever. Yet it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor. Oh. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation. Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? It's a fashion crime. This head certainly was hit. Yeah. And yet the hat is back on. Whoever they are. Yeah. No, they hate voter hats. It isn't a great hat. But they had to put it back on after they were done. They were actually just hitting the head through the hat. They were just aiming for the hat. And they like, this guy got in the way. Shady got in the way. His name is Shady. What a interesting name. Okay. Is there more to this court record, or is there, like... Is it you only have 8 pieces per trial? I don't know. But I have seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck. Oh, really, Miss Orley? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time. Justice. I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more. What do you mean? I found a contradiction. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me. Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination. There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it. There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too. Got him. Okay. Is this the same? This is the same! Oh, okay. Something terrible has happened, After defendant tried to strangle victim, he hit him with bottle. Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do. Right, sir. Leave it to me. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer. I've got you now, Orley. Okay. I was just clicking through and it, like... Okay. You didn't say anything about hitting before. So sorry. Blech. I must be forgetting this stuff. Witness, you will take greater care with your testimony. Oh, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Ugh, the accent's going. I'm losing it. And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle his victim, then changed his mind. Now chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely. So he strangled them, then hit him. Something's fishy about all this. Go ahead, I believe you. Hold on. Let me look at this. No, wrong button. Check. They are wearing their hats. I fully don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. We're gonna save. And I am going to be right back. I have to run to the restroom. Yeah, I'm gonna mute it real quick. He switched murder what? Yeah, strangling was so 10 seconds ago. Yeah, I'll be right back, and then we will continue. And I am going to mute it because I've had issues with copyright before, and I'm not actually entirely sure if this song is going to get me in trouble. It should be fine, but just in case. Alright, gamers, I return. Back to game. Okay. I guess I'll just press everything, because I was thinking about it, I was like, I have no idea. Okay. You were dealing cards, do you do this often? I am doing this. If customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht, cards, more borscht. It is my work. It's good to hear of a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service. Okay. Welcome you to Borscht Bowl Club, where borscht is as warm as the waitresses. Thank you for not handing out flyers during the cross-examination. It was cold. Both players played with hats on da. Yeah, I already pressed that. The victim, he plays whole time with Locket. Hand on Locket to his neck. Yeah, I had that. When the last chain is done, but something terrible has happened. Something terrible? Eee! The defense will refrain from needless shouting. Sorry. I need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing. Now, Miss Orley, can you tell us what happened? Oh, I was so frightened. I trembled with fear. I don't know what to do. Yeah, so the hat's on. He's still got his hat on here. The cards. Got a thing on his head. Is it going to be like as simple as why did they put the hat back on? I have no idea. And I already pressed this, right? Strangled him, then hit him. Something fishy about all this. Wait. Are there's no, like, marks on his neck? I feel like I'm wrong. I feel like I'm very wrong. But we're gonna try... Nope, wrong evidence. I'm gonna save again. Can I just click save state? Oh! Let's go, gamers! Okay. They were lovers.
Objection!
That's wrong. That seems wrong. Yeah, no, that's wrong. What? Load state. 1. Can I present? Can I check this? That doesn't really help, though. That is interesting, though, that it was at, like, midnight. Wait, can I check when the phone call was? No. I super don't know what I'm doing. Let's try the autopsy report again.
Objection!
No. Oh my god, this case is on 420? Incredible! I've pressed everything. Is it? Are we? Oh, the locket. Hold on. Is the locket present in any of these photos? Oh, it's not on in this photo. Yeah!
Objection!
I did it! Let's go! Oh my god, I feel so smart doing that by myself. Okay. There's one curious part in her testimony, but what does it mean? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his hand on his locket at his neck, I believe she said. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the Jesus Christ. I need some water. I'm like gonna lose my My voice. I'm failing to speak. I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar. No, but look at this photograph. Look at this photograph. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck? Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this. But what does it mean? If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death. Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor. This music slays. Oh my god, okay. It's quite simple when you think about it. He took it when the strangling, quote-unquote, occurred. Okay, if the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Taken it off. Wait, you don't mean the defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all? Yeah! He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it? Ah. Irk? Defendant, what do you have to say to this? Say. Yes? I just noticed this, but... You have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh? You mean this? Yes, it's a locket. With a photograph inside. A photo? Of my daughter? Oh! Come again? Mr. Wright, you have a daughter? We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the photograph is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. So Mr. Wright has a locket too? And also a child. That's... I know that it's, Trucy. I think she's adopted. Spoilers, I guess. But, yeah. So Mr. Wright has a locket too. Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game. Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost, badly. Miss Orley, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant. Why is my... being like this? Whatever. This has nothing to do with the, like, locket. I know we're gonna get back to that, but, like, Judge was just like, yeah, it's time to talk about something else. The game began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who's winning, it was victim. For last turn, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided. Defendant grabbed bottle from table and... But she literally just said that the strangling happened before the hit. It does seem to be a one-sided game. As the court knows, poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow. How many times have I heard these words? I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and... Hello? I didn't click there, but okay. A common tale, but true. Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Yeah, no one goes to law school in this game. The judge just watches, like, court, like, TV shows, and apparently the law students just watch old court cases and, like, do an apprenticeship, and then suddenly they're a lawyer. Yeah, I already read that. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. Serious competition. I like the little face things on the bottom. It's funny. Okay. The little, like, eyes across each other. 3,500 point and chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning was victim. We're gonna press. You're telling me that Mr. Wright, undefeated for 7 whole years, was losing. It must have been most unlucky day for him. I'm glad I did not take other picture of him. It would break camera, certainly. The chips, they went always to victim's side of the table. So you're telling us it was a one-sided game? One-sided and... For last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and... Yeah. press. And what happened next? Even to think of it now, I shake and tremble, I did not believe such a thing would happen. What such thing? Please, you must believe, I had no idea. How could such thing occur? What such thing? Please, like, you already testified about this. You should be able to say he was strangled and then hit in the head. Like, you should be able to repeat. Yet. The defendant had been hitting victim. I saw it all happen right before me. I saw battle coming down on victim's head. Decisive, isn't it, Your Honor? My witness saw the very moment of the crime. Remember, your first goal is to gather information. Yes, sir. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice. Let's go, gamers. Okay, that hint seems to mean that I should just press everything. So, we're gonna do that. Sorry. Okay. There's the usual starting points. Were any special rules used? No, not special. Usual game, usual rules. If each man began with 3,500 points, then the total would be 7,000. Exactly 6. No, 7,000 points. Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? Of course. Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? I mean, yes, obviously. Maybe you could explain a bit about these chips. Explain? What is there to be explained? Objection! Poker chips are poker chips. You're not fish and chips. Not a chip off the old block. Not a motorcycle cop. Thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I'd better ask something. What are these chips worth? What are they in dollars? Or rubles, even? That's not... Yet, as I've been saying before, it was game, not gambling. And hard, perhaps, for capitalists to understand. Two types of chip. 100-point chip and 1,000-point chip. It is not money, Justice. Sir, don't you find her comment interesting? In more ways than one, sir. I'd have it added to her testimony myself. Well, the defense won't. Yes, I'm gonna have her add it to the testimony because my mentor told me to do that. Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this. Very well. Witness, if you would be so kind. Your Honor. I think it has to do with... Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh! It's not clear. The smaller ones are worth 1,000. The bigger ones are worth 100. That makes sense. Yeah.
Objection!
Let's go, gamers. You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure. Objection! Sorry, it's really fun to do. Seems our new attorney is a bit confused. A glance at the picture is enough to tell you who won if you're not in kindergarten. Except, just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court? Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me which were worth 1,000 points. Why, the big ones, of course. Duh! Oh, I thought so too. But the totals don't add up. The totals? Let's review what the witnesses told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips. The combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points. Yes, my calculations are correct. Let's see. 3 plus 1, carry the 5. They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. The big chips are worth 1,000 points, and the small chips are worth 100. Blah, blah, blah. You add them up. How much is it? Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? Yeah. 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony. But why? How could this be? Exactly, Justice. Somebody's texting me. This music is good. Anyway, exactly, Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. Right, there's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. They were both right. I'm gonna save it. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can be only one answer. But what is it? The value of the chips was the other way around. Let's go, gamers! What? Want to know what I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones. Madness! Utter madness! Show me that photograph of the chips again. There's 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up. We really went on a long, explanation of this thing. Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself. I did, you stinky little man. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it. But wait, the value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing. Yes, it does. It changes stuff. The victim did have the larger number of chips still. Ah, exactly. Small chips are 1,000 points, large chips are 100. Let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table. The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points, and the defendant had 4,100. Well, now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning the night after it all. That night after. That's impossible. My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning. Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime. Weren't you? Order! Order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive. Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. Ugh. We must now ask ourselves whether we can trust the Hello? Excuse me? What is it, Miss Orley? I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see, See what, Miss Orley? What do we see? In the last hand, there was cheat. Of course. A cheat? You don't mean. A trick? Yes. Wait, or do you mean a scam? This is already so... They're all the same thing. Yes, there was cheats in the last hand. That is why game ends with chips are as they are. Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating. That was cheat. Yeah, they were lovers, obviously. Well, this case certainly has taken a turn. For the interesting. Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand. Okay. In the last hand, both men had full house. There's 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument. The defendant's trick was exposed. He took the bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith. Miss Orley, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers. Full house is a very high-scoring hand, not easy to make in my experience. That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics. Mr. Gavin, what's a Full House. Me fucking too, Apollo. Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker. Because poker is like kind of illegal. Illegal. It's gambling. Can't say this bodes well for your case or career. What is this? Some kind of secret court poker ring? Justice. You know the terms one pair, two pair, and three of a kind, yes? Yeah, no problem. Two cards with the same number make a pair, and three makes three of a kind. Good. Now picture a hand with one pair and one three of a kind. That's Full House. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it? You see each player's hand in this photo. They both have full houses. Yeah, and I think it has to do with... No, I still can't see it. We forget there's an easy way to make a full house. You go undefeated for 7 years. You cheat. The defense may cross-examine the witness. If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? I want to look at, because they were saying they used 2 different decks. But okay. I'm just gonna press everything because I'm not entirely sure what's going on. So how hard is it to make a full house anyway? It is quite hard, da. It is making a pair and 3 of a kind at the same time. I guess that's right. Very difficult, to be sure. You can take my word as the poker head. Okay. Very difficult, da, but it's not impossible. Okay, full house hard. This line of questioning, a waste of time. There is 4 of each card in deck, from ace to king. 4 of each card, you say? Da. There's 1 spade, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 1 club for each card. It is an interesting fact that the number 4 comes from the number of seasons. Huh? You don't say. Ah, did you know that cards are numbered 1 through 13? No, they're not, though. It's 2 through 10. Add all the cards in a deck and you get 364, a year. Huh, you don't say. Isn't that 1 day short? That's why each deck has 2 jokers. They say the second joker stands for the leap year, thus you have a perfect representation of the year, all in a deck of cards. That's cool. It still doesn't matter. We're going to be in this courtroom for a year if it keeps going like this. Cheat is more obvious. How is it clear? Ah, well, the defendant. He played the 5th ace. No, he didn't. 5th ace. I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. Mr. Wright, 2. Obviously cheating with a foot, or perhaps I should say a hand. Okay. Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke. Very well. The witness will add this detail to her testimony, please. Yeah. It's this picture, I think. There are only 4 aces.
Objection!
Alright, let's go, gamers. It appears the witness is mistaken. Mistaken? But my name? Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony. That's the photo that chips, is it not? Excuse me? Justice. Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. Got him. It's Shift F1. Can I just do that from here? Let's go, gamers. Okay. In other words, use your finger to point out your point. Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo. What particular point contradicts the witness's testimony? It would be... over here. Miss Orley, in your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces. Objection! Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Maybe it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question. No. Like, look at... Are you blind? Take another look at the evidence. As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating, alright, and it's going on right here in this courtroom. Got him. Anyway. 2 aces in each player's hand does make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating. Wait, please. It is true. I've seen it. The 5th ace. So was cheating, I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day. You're right to trust your instincts. Mr. Gavin? Who knows what laws are in store for us in the trial ahead. Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion. What might that be, Mr. Gavin? If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards. The cards? Blech. Mr. Payne. Yes? The player's hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court. Very well. The prosecution will submit this as evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards? These cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious? My instincts are telling me it's the victim's hand, but I genuinely have no idea. Because she's claiming the defendant was cheating. But I feel like it's the victim who's cheating. It was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. That too, I should probably have. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards. Very well. Mr. Payne, if you would. Very well. Received evidence victim's hand. Okay, so there is more. Well, time's wasting. Get to it, Justice. Yeah, yes, sir. Thanks for, doing that for me, apparently. When examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles. Try using the dials on the evidence viewer. That should give you a better perspective on the case. It's gonna be that the card has a back to it or something. Oh. Yeah. I didn't realize that these had dials. What? Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards. The back is a different color. Eh? Ah! That's impossible. She put that card in right hand! Sorry, I was trying to figure out the accent, and then it, skipped the dialogue. What was that, Miss Orley? No, yet. I merely said, I have eek. The prosecution. Yeah, probably because he's trying to get right proven guilty, but the reaction of what? Yeah. Your Honor. Mr. Gavin, yes? Tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? To cheat? I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say. Oh, the dealer! Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss Orley? She's the cheater. Professional, I'd wager. Nyarg! Order! Order! Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean, her mistake. Yikes! Anyway. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible. But I put that card in the right hand. Ergo, Miss Olga Orley conspired to cheat, not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith. Absolute slay music. Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim. What? Wait, you don't mean? The defense isn't accusing the witness, Ms. Olga Orley. Are you? Olga Orley, are you? Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am. The defense accuses the witness, Ms. Olga Orley, of murder. Ah! Oh, no. Is that a lobster? What's in that pot? I thought it was, like, supposed to be a soup before. Mr. Payne, where's your witness, Ms. Olga Orley? It appears she is, lost, consciousness, Your Honor. Mr. Justice? Your Honor! It seems you've presented a new possibility to the court, one suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith. And that means this court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time. What? I did it! I held out! Let's go, gamers. I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries.
Objection!
Who's objecting? Oh, that was Phoenix's voice line! I just processed that. Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. What nonsense is the defendant spewing now? Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means? Objection! What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous. Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent. For the ridiculous! That's my boy! Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night. Phoenix, you are just a guy. You are such a guy. As we said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night. That was said before. The 2 decks of the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? We use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. We used different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last game. I see. That's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards. Yeah, me too. Why? I'm sure someone said something about blue cards. Yeah, that was your buddy, Mr. Kristoff. Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix, which means there was cheating. Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Paula? Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. The last game. When was the card swapped? When? There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder. Well, yeah, thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was swapped. Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped into the deck? I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, that's wrong. Can I look at... No, there's no cards visible there. That's... I don't know. Wasn't there another image? Yeah, but you can't see anything. I don't know! Because it does seem a little silly to assume that it was during the murder. Like, how would he do that? Because I haven't figured it out yet. Before the murder. Why would he do it? Well, Olga said she tried to slip it into Phoenix's deck. After the murder... Why would she try to slip it into Phoenix's stack to make him cheat? I don't know. Can I take a guess? I'll just go before the murder. What must have happened before the murder? You mean during the game? I wonder. Huh? Why? Think. When you're playing poker, which side of the cards face your opponent? Oh, the back. Not something the poker out of the courtroom number 3 would be likely to miss. Sorry, let me think about this some more. I did not lose anything. So I guess it was after? Perhaps it happened after the murder? What's that? Ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly. Yes, but tell me. How do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible. Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible. Oh? Even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Ah. Quite true. That would mean the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown, after the murder. Okay, this is going past really straight on to crazy. I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game is over? Who would do that? Who indeed? One of the mysteries before us. There's another? Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card? I don't know. Was it Phoenix? Because Olga said she slipped it into what's-his-name's deck. Into Phoenix's deck. And then it's like, oh, but I swapped it for who? The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only 2 remain in the room. Alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga Orley. Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue? It can't have been Olga because she seemed so surprised when that happened. So I guess it was Phoenix. But that seems silly. The one who swapped the card was Mr. Wright. It was you, wasn't it? And why would I do such a thing? I don't know. Maybe you were trying to hide the fact that you cheated. That would make sense, but the swapped card was in the victim's hand. Oh. Sorry. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. Come to think of it, he would lack a motive for helping his opponent win. Okay, so who... So... Okay, they don't even, like, make me, like, take a... And it can't have been... I mean, it has to be... But why? It must have been Olga Orley who swapped the cards. She was trying to cover up evidence of the cheating. That does make some sense. Does it? Sorry. There's a problem with that explanation. Huh? The swap card was from the wrong deck. Yes, a blue card was stuck into a red hand. Mixing a card from the wrong deck, and the backs are different colors? Remember that you're talking about Olga Orley. She was the dealer. Do you really think she would make such a novice mistake? Actually, I have trouble even imagining even the judge making that mistake. Give it a little more thought, Apollo. Right. So, I'm confused, because it was like, oh, it was after the murder. The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga Orley, either. What are you suggesting? It's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. As the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name Miss Orley at this point. Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card. If the card was swapped during the game, it would be obvious. Huh. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright? Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun all this is. Phoenix, what are you talking about? Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. The one who swapped the cards wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss Orley. Then who was it? The real killer! Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. A new direction? We'll find that, indeed, after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand. And that someone made 2 critical mistakes. I'm sure you're going to tell us that first was swapping the wrong color card. Because the one who did the swap didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card. Right. Replace the 5th ace with a king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a 5th ace after all. All I knew is that the game had been won with a full house. They picked up a king from the table and swapped it in. But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist. True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a 4th person. This is not what I was expecting, because I'm still, like, caught up in the, whole, like, Olga was like, but I slipped that into Phoenix's hand, so she was trying to help Phoenix cheat, or have Phoenix be caught cheating so the other person could win, or slip it into the other I'm confused on who was putting cards in whose hand. And now there's a 4th person in the mix. And it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime. Phoenix, why did you not tell us about this? Also, thank you for the follow. Yeah, oh god. 28. I probably should have, like, said that earlier. I'm not in the habit of doing that. And I probably should be. Anyway, someone else at the scene of murder. What? I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright. It's true enough. This trial is proceeded on one central assumption, namely that at the time of the incident, there were only 3 people in that room. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you chose to conceal this information from the court. Yeah, Phoenix. Is that perjury? I don't know. It's something like perjury. Maybe it's not actually, but whatever. I suppose that is a problem, yes. Yeah, it is. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess. Certainly, Your Honor. Certainly, Your Honor. Very well, the trial will resume in 20 minutes. April 20th, 11:52 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. Suddenly claimed there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth? Well now, I think you'd know the answer to that. Ah, being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I have no time for mysteries. I only ask that you leave the defending to your offense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome. I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Kristoff. Justice. Yes, sir! The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. Oh god. You did well, Apollo. Did I? Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright? Ah, you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket. Yes. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. I want to see. Oh, that's so cute. I'm just surprised to hear you had a daughter. Most people are. Suppose you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night. Was it you? This is what I've been asking too. What do you think? I don't know, Phoenix. I'm having a little bit of trouble understanding the rules of poker, okay? Don't judge me. Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did. What did you do, Phoenix? Did you kill a man, Phoenix? It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never, honest, but it is odd that he managed to go to undefeated for 7 whole years. Wanna know something? There's only one game where you can dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker. Phoenix, I love you. I love you with my whole heart. And I hope you're doing okay. Eh? You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. Poker is like trial law? Figure out what your opponent is thinking and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding. That witness, for instance, Miss Worley. She is doing the, She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her in her testimony. I learned that from psych class, actually. It's surprising that they're bringing it up, but yeah, this is like an actual thing in psychology where it's like touching the back of your neck or playing with your hair or something proves that you're like uncomfortable, or shows that you're like uncomfortable. It's just a really common body language sign. I didn't know that this was going to be a feature. Did you notice? No. I mean, I did, like, kind of, but not, like, exactly what parts when she was saying stuff, like, what her body like exact stuff. Whatever. Words, habits, twitches, it's all in information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up in these signals. It's not that hard. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will, soon. Ah, almost forgot. One more thing. About this case. You should know, I haven't told the truth to anyone yet. You're in a court of law, my dude. What? I knew it. I have my reasons, of course. All should be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My, power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special. They're not, my friend. My sweet child. I might have to go, like now. It is a pretty good place to leave off, but I was kind of hoping we would get all the way through the first trial. But yeah, okay, so we're gonna get to the point where it's like the quarter's back in session, and then I will leave it off for today. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. To be continued. All right, gamers. All right, we're saving, and we will be continuing this later. Thank you everyone for being here. I had fun. I am enjoying this game, and maybe I will learn to edit and put this up on a YouTube channel. But who knows? The VOD will be up online at Jasper aka Lucy VODs. So there's that. Thanks for joining me. I'm having a great time, and I am going to continue this. All right. Goodbye.